Welcome back to World of Mixed Martial Arts 5. We're about to continue today with our Red Star Combat playthrough. Just a quick post to all the messages to the forums and obviously Discord. As soon as I've done this, we'll get started. Alright, that should do. So let's check that this stream's up and running. Looks like it's live. So we'll get straight into it. If I remember correctly, when we last left off, we've just had the Red Star Combat 4. Just had Red Star Combat 4. Obviously in the last week of September, now the last day in September. Isidore beat Arsene Witt. Smashed him basically. We made a lot of money from our new deal with Red Star Euro Cable Sports. Barely made any popularity. We made like 0.4% from it, but we are up to 18% low level regional. So let me just check our matchmaking. We've got one event for the end of October, one event booked for November. We also made a few negotiations, so we've got quite a few. I believe these are all lightweight. So we've got quite a few of them coming in. Excuse me. So we'll skip forward now into October. See all the new starters, and then we'll look at hiring a few more people to our already established divisions. So we've got Unbreakable Terence Bushman here. We've got Camden Vesey. A few of us got updated world rankings. The new English fighter, challenger Easton Long. Monk 17 with his grey hair. Bantamweight, unfortunately we don't have our bantamweight division. Wade LeCavier. Shinzuka Nake. He's a lightweight. I'm going to talk to him, ask him to move to Russia. Get him to join our new division. 4 years, 6 fights, whatever. 8 fights. Oh shit, you've also got Hassan Fezik. Big bad Hassan Fezik. Dominant in all the early World of Mixed Martial Arts games. Turkish heavyweight fighter who's in his rookie year. So we'll definitely sign him. And then I also got Glenn Pym, No Surrender Glenn Pym. We'll look at signing him as well, middleweight division. And then I think we'll skip forward a week to wait for our new signings, and then we'll look at booking another event, our next event. We'll try and hire Leon Banks as well. Just need it filter through all the fighters here. Indonesian lightweight. I think I put a contract out for him. We've got a few people signing now. The lawyer responds to Fujikawa, telling him to bring it on. This will result in a bit of a feud between them. So he's accepted the fight, but he's only got a mild rating at the moment. He's facing Jeff Carlton in November. Oh. Everyone else has signed, but Sigma have made a contract to Hasan Fezik. We just check what they've offered him. They've offered the same but less. I don't think we can get exclusive yet. No. We offered him 150. So our offer is the only one he's currently considering. So hopefully he signs with us and not them twats. What else we got at the moment? Nothing really interesting on here. We're still waiting for a few more people to sign. Just 2 of them really. Have a look at matchmaking. Now what I was saying last time is 2 of our new signings in the I think the lightweight division, or welter, whichever one it was, are quite popular in London. There you go. London. So if we just switch to December, week 4, Saturday. Oh, Phil, yeah. Go for Sunday and then it's New Year's Eve then. Just have a quick look at like what this looks like. We'll advance that in case we don't finish this. And then if we look at lightweight, Kean, and then I don't know where the other one is. Look at happens. There's Kai Collins. He might have a fight booked. He might already have a fight. Excuse me, booked. Just date the rankings. It might not even been signed yet. He doesn't seem to be on here. Kai Collins, he's got a fight booked. He's booked in October as well, so doesn't look like we'll be able to have a fight in London this year. Let's dollar this. We can change the address, we'll change it back to Russia. If not, we'll cancel the show and start again. No, we can't change. So what we'll do then, we'll cancel that show and then excuse me, we'll book another one, another New Year's show, and then hopefully be able to fill it out. So yeah, Moscow again, Sunday, week 4, December, autofill. We won't bother with drug testing at the moment. Yeah, we'll advance that to 8. And then let's start booking a few fights for it. We can get a strong main event already. This is because if we just look at Georgi Stoplin, he's a mid-level regional already. We're in Russia. So that means any fight he's in will basically become a strong main event. So we could actually book this of Sean Morrison versus Georgi Stoplin. In fact, I think we will. That's our first fight. Just quickly go through now and book a few others. See if anyone else has got. No one else has got any popularity in Russia. Main show fight, not main event. Potential main event. Unknown. And unknown. What we'll do then, we'll sit them on the undercard. Book another fight. So at the moment we're just stacking our cards about potential main event. This would be a decent main event. So we have them as a co-main event. Robin Yamazaki, is that Yamazaki, the heavy favourite there. We just get a few fights, so the card, main show fight, not main event. Yeah, potential main event. So the cards are quite popular. In order to build our popularity, so we can eventually hit mid-level regional. Decent main event. This would be a potential main event. We stick that in there as well. That should be 4. And we're just looking for one more match then to round off the main card before finishing the prelims. I don't want James Foster and Fujikawa to fight at the moment. We're just going to try and build up Foster. A few more fights. Yeah, so the main card will be finished with Cliff McAdam and Ed O'Bell. And then we go to our prelims. We need 2 more prelim fights. Eventually, when we get enough fighters and enough popularity, we'll start running fight cards of 10 total fights, 5 prelims and 5 mains. But at the moment, we only need to do 5 and 3. So now we just need one more fight booked. It'll be a lightweight fight between Gorshin and Go Yamamoto. So that should do. There we go, we've got 3 more events booked. We won't bother booking next year's events yet. We might book some after our next event. Maybe we're still waiting for 2 more contracts to come in. We should quickly look at the recommended hires. Has Kurt Stonge moved to Russia? He has moved to Russia, so we're going to hire a few of these. The recommended hires will only show people that we can actually hire, so people that are in our area. He's got mid-level regional popularity in Europe, so we negotiate with him, get him signed, and then sign a few other heavyweights. So far I haven't seen anything from Sigma yet. I haven't seen him make any events. I haven't even seen him hire more fighters yet. But we'll check up on them in a minute. Make sure they're not getting the jump on us. We'll get Tony McCall as well. Another American. He's a kickboxer. The reason I'm just offering so many fights is because they might only be fighting 1 time a year. We'll try and keep him as long as we can, and then we'll get Jack Cobblepot, Harry Millen, and Milton Harvey probably, and then we'll look at a few other divisions. Excuse me. So book him for 8 fights. Yep. Who else we got? Yeah, we'll go for Harry Milne and then Milton Harvey, and then we'll be on down. Harry Milne is a catch wrestler. We'll sign him. And then Milton Harvey, another American, who is a wrestler. Let's get that forward. And there we go. So we'll see if anyone's in the light heavyweight division now. Yeah, there's quite a few. We'll take him. Abdul Beer, Scottish. Nice ginger beard. And he's a submission, or his style is submission wrestling even. Going off the recovery side on the right hand side, looks like he's just had a fight as well. Wants us to sweeten the deal, so we will. Pushing up a little bit. We'll get these other two as well. We'll get the Russian and Bubba White. Oh, Jasper plus Bubba White. And then the other one. So I hope you're all enjoying this. I don't know who has watched it or even watched it on YouTube or followed it on the forums. Quite enjoy streaming, and I quite enjoy the reaction you get, or the reception you get from basically YouTube. The forums is always nice to see something, appreciate something you're doing. Kickboxer Jasper White. So yeah, just to increase his bonuses. At the moment, my streaming / video schedule is quite erratic. I work road shifts. Basically, I'm never working the same sort of days each week, so we're kind of all over the place. At the moment, I enjoy making videos when I can. Yeah, and then we'll get one more bill coming. And we'll sign him as well. I think at some point in 1990 we'll look at getting our first title or our first champions. And trying to build up a few ranks first. Make sure they have decent records. Bingman Park, we'll take you. We'll take someone else as well. We'll take another person. Got the Aikido style. Yeah. Sweeten the deal a little bit. There we go. Deal sweetened. And then we'll make the offer. And we'll get one more. We'll get Thrasher and May Gasper. Yeah, that'll do. Oh, he wants to sweeten the deal as well. There we go. See if there's anyone interested. The other two. We'll take the Argentinian Samurai, Gustavo Batista, and then we'll start skipping through the weeks then. week offer. There we go. Let's skip forward now a week to next Saturday. See if anyone's accepted our contracts, and then we'll get a bit closer to our next event, Red Star Combat 5, at the end of this month. Excuse me. Cream cracker today. Was that recently went Alton Towers in the UK, and obviously Alton in Staffordshire, and we were there for their Scarefest thing. Basically, you do like a few mazes, and they have all these like characters running around in them. We've done the same as well for the past 2 years. See, this guy's featherweight. So yeah, it was quite fun doing that. So barely got on any rides. I think we got on about hasn't Fezzik signs. I think Giorgio Batista signed, did he? No, he don't look like he did. So yeah, we only got on a few rides. Been on that the new Wicker Man, that was alright. Seriously considering both offers. Just offer him 2,000 instead. See what it says now. The offer is currently no one's considering. And then Hassan Fezzik, signed for us now. I don't think. There you go. No companies have outstanding contract offers, so he's fighting exclusively for us at the moment, which is good enough. Still waiting for Gustavo Batista. We just check quickly on Sigma, see if they have any more fighters. Current rank number 2. They have 10 fighters in the contract, so no, they haven't got anyone else yet, which is good to hear. We'll just look at what contract Lars Boland is. He's in featherweight, so we're still quite far away from having him. But everyone else isn't that good. So yeah. Have we lost any more money yet? No, we've only lost like 2 grand or something out of 10 million. So I think we'll skip forward another week, get closer to our next event. There's also 2 small shows coming up, an American small show and a European small show. Basically that's just created activities for the fighters in the background, so they can keep fighting and building their own records. It can be quite bad sometimes because you can get quite artificial records where like you can get someone who might be like 7-0, so 7 wins undefeated, but all his faces local fighters, and then he comes into your company, faces off against like one of your weakest fighters and gets thrashed. Hopefully we can get someone popular enough to start having their own training group, or what's it called? Their own team, because at the moment we've only got 1 team. Oh no, we've got 2, sorry. There you go. Mantas Andreev has opened one. So he's a light heavyweight. He's a mid-level regional in Europe, low-level regional with us, and he's also just signed with us. And then there's another one that's opened up in South America. show what male we've got. Gustavo Batista signs, and Goshin clash with Yamamoto. So those two will get a slight boost to their fight. So we just check the personal. Oh no, thought it might have affected the relationship, but it hasn't. So again, no news this week. We skip forward now to Saturday. I've just signed half of these. Signed Amir Gasper, Harry Milne and Jack Cobblepot, and they've all got fights. We'll skip forward now to next Saturday, and we'll get underway with our first event of today. Red Star Combat 5. Only 25 minutes in, so it's always good. Akihida, world class wrestler. I'll have to look at him. The quicker we get to national level, the easier it'll be to sign all fighters everywhere, which stops you having to ask them to move to whatever country you're in. I think women also debuted in like 1996 or something, so we're a long way from having women in sports. So every fighter made weight successfully, and all that remains is look forward to the action. So we'll just quickly look at signing Akihida. There he is. He's low level national in Japan, so he's really high and low level regional in Russia. So we see whether we can even offer him a contract. Obviously it costs a lot. Ask him to move to Russia. Can do. And we look at signing him. He's going to offer all this, so we may as well upgrade it now. Yep. 85. 5 years, 10 fights. And happy with that, so he wants more, so we'll offer him 12%. Offer in the case of them two, 12. 12. Still not happy. Offer him 15. Now, if you don't like the tedium of negotiating contracts, and it can be quite bad when you've got to negotiate about like eight in a row, you can delegate, and you can also say to automatically offer a contract somewhere. I think it's used as a template. I don't know whether it's in preferences where it all negotiates. Pretty sure you can do it somewhere though anyway. Yeah. Anyway, we'll get started with our event today. Red Start Combat 5. And as soon as we've done Red Start Combat 5, we'll look at advancing to the next one. And also booking an event for January maybe. So Red Star Combat 5, we're in St. Petersburg. Our main event today is Fernando Carrera versus Rob Baines in the middleweight division. Co-main event is Jose Sivak versus Sincere Burwell. We should also have 3 prelims. So we'll go straight into the prelims, where we have Nigel Mind versus a young Matthew Dean debuting today. And we'll get straight into it. Matthew Dean, massive favourite, minus 1,200, I think that's the highest it can go, and Nigel Mind pretty much written off already. Dean looks significantly bigger than Malley, you know they weighed the same yesterday, and we're underway. Fighters touch gloves and they engage in the centre. Dean sets it up and looks in for a takedown, and he manages to get a takedown and get side control. Dean attempts to move to mount, and Malley rolls away but gives up his back instead. Dean starts unloading massive rights, and Malley's getting pasted, and the referee jumps in and saves Malley from taking in more shots from the from the back. And the winner by TKO is the anarchist Matthew Dean. So straight away there, Matthew Dean just smashing Nigel Mind in his debut, and showing us how good he is, even at this stage in his career. Obviously, once you reach 2002, which is when the normal game starts, he's also dominant in his division there and undefeated. Well, I don't know whether he's undefeated, but I know he's unbeatable pretty much. So we carry on. Going to our second prelim, we have Walter May versus the Welsh Warrior Travis Jones. This should be in the welterweight division. Both fighters have one victory. Obviously identical weight, almost similar height, 68 inch reach for 5'9" Walter May, and 71 inch for 5'10" Travis Jones. Walter May the slight favourite kickboxer versus the close range grappling of Travis Jones. Get straight into it, and the fighters touch gloves. And May looking to strike, but Jones goes for a takedown, and he blocks it. May blocks it, manages to keep it upright. Still in the clinch, and Jones goes for another takedown, but he can't get it. And now May clinched up with Jones. He looks for a takedown, but Jones manages to wrestle his way into a dominant position. Bit of dirty boxing now. Nothing much going on this round. They just clinched up against the cage, grappling. But we've got a cut on Jones now. A strike appears to have opened up a nasty cut above his eye. And round 1 expires with not much action in that round. Just check the metrics. Both fighters failed to take down the other, and they had a similar amount of strikes. The fans don't seem to be enjoying it. They're getting a bit restless. And round 2 starts. May looking to outstrike Travis Jones. May starting to breathe heavier, and Jones shoots him for the takedown, but he only gets one leg, and leaves May hopping around. Pushes him up against the cage, and starts to use some dirty boxing. The referee decides to have been grappling against the cage too long and moves him back to the centre, and Jones shoots in straight away for another takedown, but doesn't manage it, and catches Walter May's foot again. Pushes him up against the cage again. Last 10 seconds of the round. Nothing seems to be happening, but a cut is reopened above the eye of Jones. And round 2 comes to an end. Another round in which not much happened. A few strikes from either of them. 2 failed takedowns from Travis Jones. But the commentator seems to think that round should go to Jones. And presumes that May might lose unless he gets to finish this round. And here we go, one last round. May fails to find a home for his jab, but then hits Jones with a beautiful straight left, and Jones chooses to shoot in. He catches one of May's foot, one of May's legs, and leaves him hopping, and pushes him up against the cage. Jones smothers May against the cage, and seems to have quite another boring round there where neither of them are doing too much. The referee seems to agree, and restarts them back in the centre. Jones trying to muscle May up against the cage again. He does it, and May stuck with his back to the cage. Some more dirty boxing. Just that was a crap round. Crap round in a crap fight basically. But Travis Jones appears to have won it. Here come the official scores. The judges have scored it 30-27, 30-27 and 29-28, meaning the winner by unanimous decision is the Welsh Warrior Travis Jones. The fight was only rated being average. It's no surprise really. So moving quickly on into our third prelim, we have Ricardo Fernandez versus Lee Bold. And this is in the welterweight division. Ricardo Fernandez, a slight favourite. Muay Thai versus the wrestling of Lee Bold. Lee Bold 1-0. Ricardo Fernandez making his debut. There's the opening bell. And they stand and trade, but all shots are either off target or safely dealt with. Fernandez looking to strike. And Bold looking to get in and wrestle. And what seems to be happening. Fernandez moves forward, constantly trying to pressure Bold into exchanging strikes. Bold fires off a counter jab but doesn't connect. Fernandez lands a left hand and then he lands a sick right head kick. When you see exclamation marks, you start to get a bit excited. And it's a knockout. Bold is going down, or Bold is down and out. So a clean knockout there, and the winner is Ricardo Fernandez. The fight was rated as being great, and it's a knockout head kick in 2 minutes 42, 2 minutes 43 of round 1. So neither of them were very prolific then, but Ricardo manages to win with the knockout head kick. As I say, as soon as you start seeing exclamation marks, you start getting excited. When that big, when that red banner flashes up saying big strike, you start to get very excited. So here we go. Preliminaries over, and now we move into our first main fight of the card. We have Peter Bracewell versus Tierney Chuest. Peter Bracewell 1-0. This is Tierney Chuest's debut. Both from wrestlers, so we might be in for a bit of a boring fight here. 5'9" Peter Bracewell, 70 inches versus 5'11" and 70 inches for Chuest. The American versus the Canadian, with Peter Bracewell being the slight favourite. So we'll get straight on into it. And Chuest doesn't touch gloves, drawing some heat from the crowd. And in response, Bracewell connects with a nice jab and then scores with a right cross. Bracewell steps in looking to unleash. And so far doesn't seem to be unleashing much. Bracewell taking the lead with strikes. Chuest so far has done nothing. But Bracewell is managing to get a few strikes in, and a strike appears to have opened up a small gash underneath the eye of Chuest, and round 1 expires. So Peter Bracewell quite prolific with strikes, as Tierney Chuest did nothing other than suffer a cut. There is some audible boos from the crowd. That wasn't the most exciting round we've ever seen. I agree there. Between the rounds, the cutman tries to patch up Chuest. Round 2, bell rings, and away we go. Both fighters looking to wrestle straight away, and Chuest manages to wrestle his way into a dominant position in the clinch. He tries to muscle Bracewell up against the cage and manages to do so. A bit of dirty boxing now. Bracewell can't compete with the control that Chuest has, and the minutes start to tick by as they basically cuddle up against the cage. The referee decides to separate them, with neither of them doing much, and both fighters are showing signs that they're starting to tire. Bracewell goes into the pocket looking to strike. Chuest isn't really doing much when Bracewell starts striking. Doesn't really move in for a takedown or a grapple. We're into the final minute of the second round. Bracewell still striking. Seems to be quite accurate as well with strikes. And Chuest starts bleeding again. The strike has reopened the cut underneath his eye. And round 2 again. Again another cut as soon as the round ends. And both fighters there. And quite a lot of punches. Obviously Tierney Chuest mostly coming from the clinch, the dirty boxing he had. And he seems to take that round as well. There we go, one last round to decide who wins. And Chuest straight away decides to shoot in Bracewell, but he couldn't complete the single leg Instead he ends up standing holding a leg while Bracewell hops on the round on the other. Pushes him up against the cage. And dirty boxing each other for a bit. Bit more dirty boxing. Nothing seems to be happening in this round. Just starting to show his tiredness, and the referee decides to bring him back to the centre. Moving to the final 60 seconds. Just pushes Bracewell up against the cage again. And round 3 ends with not much having happened that round. Look at the total fight metrics. Oh well, the metrics for round 3. And Tierney just managed to almost get 50 strikes, whereas Pete Bracewell only had 23. And the ring announcer is now giving the official scores. One judge has given it 29-28 to Tuest. Another judge has given it 29-28 to Bracewell. And then the third judge gives it a 29-28 in favour of Bracewell. So the winner by split decision is Peter Bracewell. And the fight was rated as being poor, which is not really what you want to see. And Peter Bracewell, in his post-fight interview, thanks all his fans and his sponsors, and he says he has a lot of respect for Tierney Tuest and praises his toughness. Moving on to our second fight of the main event, we have Jim Carpenter versus Jeff Die Hard Cahill. So yeah, Jeff Cahill, Die Hard, kind of looks like Bruce Willis there, or an aged Bruce Willis. So both fighters 1-0, both 6'1", 77 inches. Jim Carpenter versus 73 inches for Jeff Cahill. Jim Carpenter, mixed martial artist, with Jeff Die Hard just basically striking. Jim Carpenter also the favourite. Go straight into it. There's the opening bell, and the first of 3 rounds starts. Fighters touch gloves, and then they move into the centre to start to strike. Carpenter dodges the right hand and counters attacks with a jab and a low kick. And, this should be quite a strike heavy round compared to the previous ones. Well, we've got a cut already on Cahill. He suffered a large gash above his eye. And they continue exchanging a few strikes, but nothing significant lands. Cahill misses right hook and gets countered with a nice left hand. Carpenter seems to be in the lead at the moment with strikes. Nothing much happening. Both fighters just striking. No one throwing any big punches at the moment. Cahill bleeding still, and the referee pauses the fight so the cut can be checked. And the ringside doctor says it's okay to continue. The round restarts with 1 minute left, and both fighters step into strike. And then Carpenter shoots him for a takedown, 2 seconds left in the round, and he does manage to get the takedown. It's a single leg. Cahill's left on his back pulling guard, and then round 1 is brought to an end. So a good end to the round by Jim Carpenter, outstriking Cahill, managing to cut him as well as take him down at the end of the round. And you can see the confidence rising in Carpenter. He knows this fight is his to lose now, somehow after only 1 round. And there's the bell, and round 2 begins. Both fighters looking to strike. Both of them hitting at the moment. Cahill managing to get a few more strikes in this round, and the strikers reopened a cut above the eye of Cahill. Both fighters happy to strike with each other. Moving to the second half of the round. Just going to and fro so far with punches between them. Carpenter slips past the right hook and counters with a jab and a kick to the leg. And Cahill starting to breathe a little deeper now. Stand and trade, but all shots are either off target or safely dealt with. Carpenter's starting to take a few more gulps of air, showing that he's also starting to tire. Both fighters come together and strike, and there's a burst of strikes, but neither fighter can land a blow. the clock is stopped as the referee wants a cut on Cahill checked again, and the referee, the doctor states that the cut's fine. So we restart round 2, 18 seconds left on the clock. Fighters restarting in the centre. Come together and strike, and round 2 ends. Jeff Cahill definitely more comfortable that round, striking quite a lot. 9 to Jim Carpenter's 18, one kick. And we're going to our 3rd round now. Cahill needs to somehow get a finish if he wants to win. And the last 5 minutes of round 3 start. Both fighters looking to strike again. Neither fighter seems to be doing much so far. Both of them quite tired now. Probably be happy for this fight to end. Both fighters just landing very few strikes at the moment, and they fall into a sloppy clinch, both tired. Carpenter tries to wrestle KO backwards against the cage, managing to do so. A bit of dirty boxing. Carpenter is looking very tired, and round 3 ends. Not very dramatically. The time running out. Barely anything then from Jeff Cahill, and only a few strikes from Jim Carpenter. So the referees have given their scores, which are about to be announced, and all 3 judges scored the contest as 30-27, meaning the winner by unanimous decision is Jim Carpenter. And the fight was rated as being decent, which is good to see. Jim Carpenter happy to win his Red Star Combat debut. And now we move into our 3rd fight of the main card. We have the perfectionist Dan Halverson versus Fernando Carrera. The 1-0 Dan Halverson versus the debuting Fernando Carrera. Quite similar heights, 5'10", 70 inches for Dan Halverson versus 5'9" and 68 inches for Carrera. Halverson the favourite to win, wrestling versus Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And where we go with Dan Halverson, a lot older than Fernando Carrera, 16 years older. And away we go. Carrera steps in seemingly willing to take a few strikes. It means getting close enough to wrestle, but Halverson managing to fend him off so far with hooks. Halverson landing quite a few hooks. Carrera grabs Halverson into the clinch and tries to push him up against the cage, but he can't, and ends up being out wrestled in the grapple. Halverson tries to push Carrera up against the cage and gets it, and now he starts to unload with a few punches in the clinch. Carrera seems to take quite a few strikes to the ear, and he seems to be being punished by Halverson. The fighters haven't been stuck against the cage. The referee decides to bring them back to the centre with only 13 seconds left, and Halverson manages to get a nice straight right before the round ends. So that's round 1 finished. No strikes from Carrera and 26 from Halverson. And the round rightly goes to Halverson. The bell for round 2 starts, and away we go on over for more 5 minutes. Halverson lands the jab and then hits a nice straight right that lands hard. And backing off, Carrera looks wobbly. I think he may be hurt. A big strike there from Halverson, and immediately he goes on the attack. Halverson hits a right hand, but he lacked the power to put Carrera down. And Carrera looks, having recovered, looks to grapple. Halverson managing to outstrike Carrera. Carrera offering no offence at the moment, but only looking to grapple. A right hook opens a cut above on the scalp of Carrera. Halverson starting to slow down now, showing his age, you might say. But he's still managing to outstrike Carrera. Carrera offering nothing at all. Harrison still outstriking him. A big right hand, and the referee calls for a pause to check the cut on Carrera. The judge, not the judge, the doctor checks the cut, seems happy to continue. I don't think we've seen a stop from a cut yet in our 5 events so far. The round continues with Halverson unleashing some strikes. And round 2 is brought to an end as time runs out. Again a one-sided round there. Dan Halverson manages to stagger Fernando Carrera, but couldn't put him down. So we're moving to our 3rd round now with Halverson having won 2 rounds and Fernando Carrera offering nothing for the past 2. Round 3 starts and Halverson straight away going on the offence for strikes. He's reopened the gash above the forehead of Carrera, and Carrera looks to move forward to get some grappling done, even though it means he gets a few punches. A big right hand from Halverson. He also hits a nice straight right, and he moves in closer into the pocket to try and get a few more strikes for Fernando Carrera. He scores a right cross, and Carrera just being totally off put by the strikes coming from Halverson. Halverson's starting to have to push himself now, and his corner respond by urging him on a little louder. He just keeps landing these jabs and these crosses. Halfway through round 5 now, and Carrera manages to get a hold of Halverson. Tries to push him up against the cage, but he can't, as Halverson shows his strength, gets into a more dominant position in the grapple, and Halverson looks to try and take him down. Carrera cannot stop the takedown, gives up side control, and Halverson goes in for a Kimura straight away, and Halverson gets the Kimura fully applied, and Carrera has to tap out. So Dan Halverson takes the victory by way of submission there. That was quite a decent fight. A lot of strikes from Dan Halverson there. Nothing from Fernando Carrera. 2 strikes the whole fight. He had nothing to offer against Dan Halverson. The fight was rated as being decent, and Dan Halverson celebrates winning his debut fight for Red Star Combat in his post-fight interview. Moving on now, we should be in our co-main event now. Should be I think it's heavyweight, or is it light heavyweight? I think it's light heavyweight fight between Jose Sivac and Sincere Burwell. Yep, it's a light heavyweight fight. We have 6'1" Jose Sivac, 73-inch reach, versus 5'9", 69-inch reach of Severe Burwell. Both fighters were the same. Oh, should do. 1-0 Jose Sivac, wrestler, versus the 1-0 Sincere Burwell, who's a freestyle wrestler. Sincere Burwell, also a slight favourite. Jose Sivac, the Russian. Move straight on into it now. Round 1 begins, and there's a takedown attempt straight away from Burwell. The takedown is completed, and Sivac is already on his back 12 seconds into the round and pulls guard. Burwell is just one moment, I think there's someone at the door. Oh no, never mind. Alright, clearly worried by the submission threat. Burwell keeps tight, and peppers Sivac with strikes. Sivac tries to sweep from the bottom, and he manages it. It's brilliant, flipping him over, so now Sivac has full mount. Sivac starts to unload with 3 big elbows, clearly hurting Burwell with at least 1. And Sivac rocks Burwell with a crunching elbow to the skull. The strikes are hard enough to force Burwell to throw to his side, giving up his back. And Sivac tries to finish him off with a rear naked choke, and he manages to get the rear naked choke in 2 minutes 30. Would that be 29? 29 of round 1. Burwell has to tap out from the rear naked choke. So a good exciting finish there. The fight was rated as being great. We've seen a full sweep there from ground control to a full mount. A good few power strikes. Some sickening elbows there from Jose Sivac. And he manages to get his 2nd victory in another dominant fashion. And now moving on to our main event, we have Fernando the Traveller Amaro versus the Sandman Rob Baines. The fight is in the middleweight division. Fernando Traveller Romero, our Red Star Combat 2 middleweight tournament winner, 3-0 versus the 1-0 of Rob Baines. Both fighters similar age, 24 years old Romero, 22 for Rob Baines, 6'1", 73 was that? 73 reach for Romero versus 6'1" and 74 inch for Rob Baines. Wigan style hooking Rob Baines, slight underdog versus the mixed martial arts of Romero, who is a slight favourite. Romero's 3 victories, I'm sure they all came by TKO or knockout. And we'll go straight into this fight. Our main event, 5 5-minute rounds, and round 1 begins. They both stand in the centre, start trading shots, but none of them lands anything significant. Both still in the pocket striking, and Romero so far unable to land much. And Rob Baines just managing to get a few hooks. Already halfway through the round, and both of them are just landing a few sort of punches. Rob Baines manages to hit Romero with a hook, and he appears to have got a cut under his eye. Halfway through the round now, and Romero comes forward, stalking down Baines, landing a few strikes each. Nothing too exciting so far. Romero lands his left jab, but finds nothing but air with a big right. A few more strikes here now, both of them countering each other, and round 1 ends as time runs out. Just check the metrics, nothing there. 7 total punches, 4 for Romero, 4 for Baines, and 3 for Romero. Romero somehow gets around though, and the corner tried to close the cut on Romero between the round. Round 2 starts, another 5 minutes, and both fighters again looking to strike with each other. Time's kicking down now. Both fighters just missing punches here, there and everywhere. And when they do land, they're not doing much damage. Both just seem to be sizing each other up at the moment. And Romero slips past the right hook and counters with a left jab and a right hook. A standing up striking battle is doing Baines no favour, and Romero is comfortably winning the exchanges so far in this fight. Romero dodges the right cross from Baines and manages to counter with a quick left jab and a right hook. Round 2 is coming to an end with only a minute left, and both fighters just throwing only a few strikes. Baines starting to breathe heavier, 30 seconds left in round 2, and Romero starting to use leg strikes. Round 2 ends. Just a quick check of the metrics. Again, not much happening in that round. Romero definitely outstriking Baines so far, and he seems to be picking up the judges as well. Round 3 begins, and both fighters engage straight away. Both fighters off target with punches, but Romero managing to land a few here and there, whilst he's also starting to tire. Baines misses a right hook and leaves himself open to a counter with a right hook that landed cleanly, and both fighters step in looking to strike. Two minutes into the round now. Both fighters just doing a few strikes, but not much happening. We do have a big strike though. Just go back one. Romero lands a left jab and also connects clean with a right hand, and Baines backs off but does not look at all steady on his feet. He's clearly been rocked by that last hook, and then Baines is dropped by a big right hook, so we have a knockdown, and Romero quickly pounces looking to rain down punches on the stunned Baines. Romero unloads with big rights and Baines is getting rocked, and Romero carries on trying to pound Baines, but none of the blows land with any degree of power, and Baines somehow manages to survive it. Baines tries to move to guard, but Romero doesn't allow it. Romero fires away with punches on top of Baines, but none of them are damaging. Romero blocks Baines as he tries to transition to guard, and he's landing a few small punches while stopping Rob Baines doing anything. Again, Baines' transition is blocked, and the referee decides to stand him up with 12 seconds left in the round. Both fighters move in to engage. Baines misses a right hook and leaves himself open to be counted with a quick left and a great right hook, and time is up at the end of round 3. So we had a knockdown then, and a bit of excitement from Amaro, but he was unable to put Baines down. And round 4 begins, and unless Baines manages to get a finish, he's probably lost this fight. Sorry. An exchange of strikes shows both fighters fail to land anything, and they're both standing in the centre looking to trade, but none of them seem to be landing anything damaging. Excuse me. Both fighters looking spent, at close range to fall into a clinch. Baines gets caught with a couple of nice shot punches as Amaro uses dirty boxing. Amaro is trying to push Baines up against the cage, but he doesn't allow himself to be driven back. Amaro again looking to push Baines back against the cage and manages it this time. A bit more dirty boxing. Baines lands a few strikes to Amaro's head, and Amaro lands a few strikes to Baines' ribs. Some more dirty boxing, and the referee decides to split them up with 2 minutes remaining in the round. It's been thoroughly dominated by Amaro so far with strikes. Both fighters extremely tired now. And we're in the final minute of the round. Amaro can't connect to a jabber, then hits a crunchy straight right to the jaw, and Baines hits the mat and the shot has rocked him. So we have a knockdown here. Amaro senses victory, starts to unload with punches. He's unloading with big right hands, landing several that clearly hurt Baines, but he's unable to put Baines down again, and round 4 ends. So another knockdown then for Amaro. Baines on his back again, but again Amaro unable to finish Rob Baines on the floor. So far all 4 rounds have gone to Amaro. We're moving to our 5th round now. Unless Baines has got something special, we may be looking at another victory for Amaro. Oh crikey, what's going on here? His corner trying to get him fired up, but Baines just sits there staring at the floor. I think Baines is feeling quite defeated already. And here we go, one last round, last 5 minutes. Amaro fails to find a home for his jab, but then hits Baines with a beautiful right uppercut, and he's down. Baines falls to the floor, knocked down in the first 8 seconds. Amaro jumps on top of him straight away, starting to unload with punches. He fires away, and Baines is clearly up by a couple of nasty looking punches. But again, he doesn't manage to put Rob Baines down. Rob Baines manages to survive. And he's on his back, however, with Amaro in control, and he's trying to transition into guard. Tired Amaro, firing away with a few punches, but none of them have anything behind him. Baines is still trying to pull guard, but can't manage to do anything. Both fighters absolutely knackered, and the referee decides with no progress being made to bring him back to the feet with 2 minutes left in the round. Amaro connects to a nice jab and then hits Baines with beauty with a straight right again, and Baines tries to cover up, but he's very clearly wobbling. The only reason he's still upright and he's now slumped against the cage. Here comes Amaro, who knows there's a big chance to finish. So another big strike. Baines eats the right hook and he's barely able to stand anymore. The cage is the only reason he's still upright. A vicious right hand from Amaro drops Baines, and he is knocked out cleanly. The winner by knockout is Fernando Amaro. So Fernando Amaro manages to knock out Rob Baines via a punch in 3 minutes 25 of round 5, and the fight was rated as being good. If we just check the metrics, significant amount of strikes by Fernando Amaro. Most of his strikes coming on the ground because he just kept knocking Rob Baines down repeatedly, but was unable to finish him. Rob Baines offering not much in terms of opposition, only a few strikes. And we'll go straight into the post-fight interview now. Not much from Fernando Amaro. He thanks all his sponsors and his fans, and he praises Baines for a tough fight. Going to the post-fight now. Red Star Combat 5 was in St. Petersburg, attended by 356 people, which I think is our the most we've had so far. We get a critical rating of 66%, which should mean that we gained quite a few fans. and our commercial rating is 39%. So we actually get a mid-level regional commercial rating there. So that will ensure us getting quite a bit of, well, hopefully quite a bit of popularity. Not a great main card, one good, one great, two decents and a poor. And the broadcast team should just be my character or my avatar. So we close now. Check our popularity gain. Bugger all again. We got 0.4% in Russia, 0.5% in the UK, and 0.5% in Europe. So we don't seem to be gaining much popularity with these Euro cable shows. If we look at our post-event awards and bonuses, Joseph Sivak takes the fight of the night and submission of the night. I increased the bonus, so now they all earn $100 per bonus. And Ricardo Fernandez wins the knockout kick, wins the knockout of the night award with his head kick knockout. So moving on now, we'll check how much we actually earned, and we earned a healthy profit of 108 grand, 23 grand in gate receipts, 10 grand in sponsorships, 102 grand in ads and submissions, or subscriptions that is, sorry, and 2,000 merchandise. We spent 17 grand on fighters and 13.5 on production of the show. Jim Carpenter takes up, well actually joint with Pete Bracewell and Dan Halverson, takes on the most, being paid 2,100 each. Meanwhile Rob Baines only gets 125 for being beaten. The debut of Matthew Deans takes on $240, and everyone's happy. So that was quite a decent event, that I was surprised really, especially the final. And if we just check our mail, we might actually have to negotiate a few contracts. We've only got 4 shows remaining in our contract with Eurocable Sports. I think we've got 3 shows, 2 shows booked with them so far, haven't we? November and December. So yeah, so there you go. Just check our finance now, should be up to like 186 grand, so not bad. We're slowly getting up there. These subscription shows are definitely they're alright, making money, but we don't seem to be making any popularity. Maybe if we go with SportsTube to get a bit of popularity. We should check whether anyone else is happy to do a deal with us yet. I don't think they will be, but we'll just look anyway. I think it might be worth switching to SportsTube for a few events now. See if we can potentially get a few more fans. So yeah, the only 2 approachable are Eurocable Sports and SportsTube, which isn't very good. Just got to actually check now which companies or which hosts actually provide subscription shows. So change that revenue type subscription. So there is actually quite a few. I think they all should be exclusive as well. So we've got Canadian, high-level regional in Canada, Eurocable, which is low-level regional, low-level national in Japan, high-level regional in Japan, and you have a high-level regional in America. Well, that only offers a small range in America. Even this one offers small in Europe, Britain and Russia. But yeah, moving on. So all of them are exclusive, which isn't very good. So there you go. I think we'll call that an end to our episode this time. I hope you all enjoyed watching it. This will be going up on YouTube, of course, and it will also be going up on the forums once I'm done writing it up. Thank you very much for watching. Next time we play, we will be back to Moscow with Red Star Combat 6. We'll look at booking a few more shows in the new year, and we'll also probably be closer to bringing you end of year awards, which basically every year, or at the end of the year, there's an award ceremony that basically goes through like best company, best fighter, best fight, worst fight, best. I'm pretty sure there's one that's like best rookie or something. But anyway, obviously being that we're the only company, we're going to win most of them, unless there's an amateur fight in one of these small local shows that's got ours thumped. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoy, and see you again soon. Goodbye.